Cat Black here. Rap concert weekend advice. FYI, I have spent a lot of time creating, quote, safe fun at urban venues and events where the violent treason of the vicinity had a high likelihood of intruding upon the revelry. What that means is we have an NBA YoungBoy weekend coming up in New Orleans. 2 concerts, Sunday and Monday, meaning from sundown Friday until sundown Tuesday. You can expect large numbers of young and sometimes not so young rap fans and all that means. This isn't a right-wing critique because I am not a professional critic of blackness with a plate of butter biscuits served to me by white nationalists to talk down about black people. I am, however, a pro-black creator of safety. And in that role, let me share the following. In light of the mass shootings we've been having virtually every weekend, outside black bars, after black high school and HBCU homecomings, I would strongly advise parents and adults who have any type of guardianship or role in the lives of young people to advise them to either avoid this concert or engage in some very strict safety rules. NOPD has already made it clear. They're going to mobilize over 400 police officers each night. And that's not counting state and federal partners who will also be on scene. Now, I know that some of the community will say, well, this is racist. It's because it's a bunch of black people. Well, here is the sad truth. When members of the community engage in mass shooting, or with reference to this particular artist, at his shows, when it is live streamed that a police officer and a fan go tumbling off stage down 3 rows into the audience, or when an event usher tries to get a patron to sit in his proper seat and gets beaten down like it was Sonny Liston demolishing one of his opponents, and you toss in the aforementioned mass shootings, you are going to have a high police presence. If it was skinheads, white bikers, or Proud Boys doing the same stuff, it would be the same. You need to ask yourself, is your child's life or your life worth going into a heightened environment where if you are wounded, if you are killed, the promoter, and I'm not criticizing promoters, but we got to be very honest, the promoter will try and do everything he can to get off the hook. That's the downside of violent treason as opposed to events. Once the smoke clears and the blood cools, everybody who is potentially liable wants to pretend that it either wasn't one of their patrons, or if it was one of their patrons, it was outside of their control, or the stars weren't aligned right, or aliens from Mars took over somebody's body. And then, of course, there's a demonic possession excuse. Anything but to stop making money off of very risky events in underpoliced and definitely undersecured cities. Because another inconvenient truth is your child is going to be in a venue, and after the concert, if he or she goes to a bar or is outside the bar, your bar owners are not going to spend an arm and a leg providing security for you. I'm sorry. Not anti-bar owner, but I know how the game goes. They will calculate acceptable losses so long as they can keep their liquor license, which is equivalent to being able to print money. So if you've got to get shot, you've got to get beaten up, or you've got to get murdered in order for this person to bring in high-risk crowds to make high income, the bar owner, like the promoter, will do so. So, you and your child want to go to the event. You better have a protocol in place so that if anything goes down, you can get to someplace safe and contact loved ones to extract you out of there if you don't have transportation. This is just my advice for a rap concert weekend born of many years of creating safety in very unsafe situations.